Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sin, and on today's cartoon review, we're going to be episode 5 of Amphibia. And I just realized like all these episodes are out, so I'm going to get into high gear. I'm going to try pushing these out every couple of days. But episode 5, again, like the last 4 and 3 and 4, they're just funny episodes, and that's what really saves this series is the characters are fun, the way they interact with each other, the gags are funny. I find myself laughing in every episode, which a lot of shows try to do comedy and it just fails. I like how the dynamic between Sprig and Hop Hop and they play so well off each other. They make even regular kind of jokes actually really funny. But the first episode that I'm reviewing today, Hop Luck, and it starts out with her showing off pictures. I guess she has a cat named Domino and everything. So she's missing home. And I brought this up in the first episode. There might be some type of time dilation to where she may be in this world for like months and months, but only maybe a day passed in our time or her own world's time. So I'm wondering if there's going to be something like that because technically she's been gone for like a long time. Her parents must be completely freaked out. But another question, how's she keeping her phone charged? I'm guessing since she seems to have a ton of crap in her backpack, she probably has like a solar charger or like a hand crank or something. But yeah, she seems to have her phone always working and never having to charge it. She's showing off photos and they smell something in the air and it's like super gross. And apparently, I guess Hop Hop is cooking for this cooking competition. And I don't know if you have to enter it, but if you do enter it, you win a bunch of money. But if you lose, you get put into like a cage of shame. And I'm like, even Anne's like, wow, that's pretty harsh. Usually losing is its own penalty, you know. And in this world, when you lose, there's an extra set of penalties. So Anne's like, hey, I can help you guys win. And by that, you know, we got to find out what we're going to make. And Hop Hop has an old cookbook and everything in there's like disgusting and gross and it's nasty. And then Anne's always, we got to do the new thing, forget the past and only the future. And this is where people have been telling me in the comments, it's always a struggle between Anne and Hop Hop, the old and the new. And they always come to some kind of a conclusion, which is pretty cliche, but it's fun to see these characters get to that conclusion. Because you care about them, you want them to succeed, they're funny together. So even though the plots and the storylines may be formulaic, they may be cliche, they're fun to see from their perspective. So Anne's like, throw that crap out, we're gonna make something cool. She shows him a pizza, and there's like an ongoing joke where Sprig's like, okay, all we have to do is get it out of the phone. Like he's gonna like break it open thinking that it's inside the phone. And Anne keeps telling him, stop doing that. So this isn't the first time he's done this. He's always trying to break things out of her phone, which is pretty funny. Because Sprig is so sincere, he honestly thinks it's going to work. But she's like, okay, we need these ingredients. So their whole journey is to go get these different ingredients. And this makes, what Anne does here, I'm actually going to roll in a clip here for this part.
Oh, maybe we should put pineapple on it. Seems like a natural fit.
Don't you dare talk about pineapple on my pizza.
Now she's one of my most favorite characters ever because, especially in 2019, I like Anne. She makes a lot of mistakes, but this right here just moved her up a couple spots. Pineapples on pizza is freaking disgusting. So pizza transition, they have these little pizza ones. They go to like the local baker and they're like, oh, if you want this dough, I'll give it to you, but your son has to marry my daughter. And she's like this crazy chick, like she has like voodoo dolls and Sprig and everything. And this is where the comedy works so well. And it's like, sure, we'll do it. And they're like, I don't know. I don't think my grandson's life with this woman's worth this dough. And it's like, oh, that's a risk we're willing to take. That's so funny that she's willing just to like throw his life away just so they can make pizza. And so she's like, oh, you're going to be my husband now. And she's like absolutely crazy looking. They move on. They got to get cheese. So they're like wrangle these giant worms. And just to get a block of cheese, I'm thinking to myself, they couldn't, at least with the dough, they couldn't get flour and water and yeast and all those things and make it. No, they had to buy it pre-made. Like, come on, seriously? I can understand the cheese because you can't just make cheese. So then they need basil. And this was, I thought was kind of, it's funny, but I wish we would have seen it. They got the other ingredients without showing us. They just talk about it. You see Sprig's face is all beat up. I don't know, getting these little ingredients would be worth it, but it's a thing to save the family. His face is all jacked up. The visual gags are really funny in this show too. But the last thing they have to get is tomatoes. And these are the freaking piranha plants from Super Mario Brothers. And even Anne's like, you know what? This is too much. I've been putting you guys through all this crap just to get pizza. But the thing ends up attacking Hop Hop, eats them. ends up eating everybody. So they're like stuck like in its stomach, and then they end up losing all the ingredients anyways. So everything they did was for nothing. But she asks Hop Hop, is there anything we can do? Is there anything in your little book? Well, apparently, I guess this tomato monster, its insides are really delicious, so they just eat their way out, and that's how they kind of beat the monster. That seems to be happening a lot, and especially in these first 5 episodes, where they get into a monster battle and they beat the monster really fast in a silly way. I kind of don't like that, but at least it's funny. They get the tomatoes, because the tomatoes are supposed to be super, super delicious. They get to the cook-off, the potluck, and everyone has all their food out there, the whole town. And they made that pie that was nasty, but they put a piece of tomato on it. The mayor's do all the test tasting. He gets to their table and eats their pie. He's like, oh, wow, it's the best thing you guys ever made. It's like, oh, we won. Oh, no, good Lord, you didn't win. It's better than you've ever made, but it's still the worst overall. So they end up losing, and the gags. Then the guy comes out, is like, oh, whoever has the losing one, they literally burn their food. That's how disgusting it is. So they like torch it, and they have to spend a night or whatever in the shame cage. Anne feels bad because technically she's not part of their family, so she doesn't have to go in the cage, but she does it anyways because she feels like, okay, this is my family. And I guess they didn't tell her, when you're in the cage, people throw crap at you. So it's like, being in the stockade. So they lose. They spend a night in the shame cage while the whole villagers throw crap at them. A funny episode. I guess Hop Hop and Ann, or, that's the back and forth. It doesn't seem, especially in the next episode, like they learn a little something, then they unlearn it, and then they have to learn it again. I know I'm only 5-6 episodes in. They need to kind of move on from that a little bit, just a little bit, because it's starting to get a little too much. But thank goodness the jokes are funny, and Hop Hop, Polly, and Sprague are there's such a good dynamic. I just want them to grow a little more. So there's another not non-consequential episode. We still haven't learned anything about her other friends. But yeah, pretty funny episode. And that's going to wrap up episode 5. Crimson Saint here. Thanks for watching the video. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single upload. If you have any tips or story ideas, hit us up on Twitter at C15Podcast, or better yet, join our Discord server, link in the description below.